Welcome to today's Catholic Daily Readings from Christus Dominus Bread of Life. A reading from the book of Exodus. Moses said to God, "Behold, I will go to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you. If they say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them?" God said to Moses, "I am who am." He said, "Thus shall you say to the sons of Israel, He who is has sent me to you." And God said again to Moses, "Thus shall you say to the sons of Israel, The Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name in eternity, and this is my memorial from generation to generation. Go and gather the elders of Israel, and you shall say to them, The Lord God of your fathers appeared to me, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, When visiting, I have visited you, and I have seen all that has happened to you in Egypt. And I have said that I will lead you out of the affliction of Egypt, into the land of the Canaanite, and Hittite, and Amorite, and Perizzite, and Hivite, and Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey, and they shall hear your voice. And you shall enter, you and the elders of Israel, to the king of Egypt, and you shall say to him, The Lord God of the Hebrews has called us. We shall go 3 days' journey into the wilderness in order to offer sacrifice to the Lord our God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not release you in order to go unless with a strong hand. For I will extend my hand, and I will strike Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in their midst. After these things he will release you."
The Lord remembers his covenant forever. Give thanks to the Lord, invoke his name. Make known among the nations his deeds. Recall the wondrous deeds that he has wrought, his portents and the judgments he has uttered. The Lord remembers his covenant forever. He remembers forever his covenant, which he made binding for 1,000 generations, which he entered into with Abraham, and by his oath to Isaac. The Lord remembers his covenant forever. He greatly increased his people and made them stronger than their foes, whose hearts he changed so that they hated his people and dealt deceitfully with his servants. The Lord remembers his covenant forever. The Lord remembers his covenant
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will refresh you. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is sweet and my burden is light. Join us for today's reflection. You're exhausted, not just tired from a long day, but soul-deep weary. You've been carrying weight that's crushing you, and you don't know how much longer you can keep going. Then Jesus looks at you and says 4 words that could change everything. Come to me. This isn't a suggestion, it's not advice. It's an invitation from the Son of God to everyone who's reached the end of their rope. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Notice who Jesus is talking to, not the successful, not the put together, not the spiritually advanced. He's talking to the weary and burdened, the overwhelmed, the ones who feel like they're drowning. If you're tired of pretending you have it all figured out, this invitation is for you. If you're exhausted from trying to be strong enough, good enough, or faithful enough on your own, Jesus is calling your name. But here's where it gets interesting. Jesus doesn't say, "Come to me and I'll fix all your problems." He doesn't promise to remove every burden or eliminate every source of stress. He promises something better, rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. A yoke is a wooden beam that connects 2 animals so they can pull a heavy load together. Jesus isn't asking you to stop working. He's asking you to stop working alone. When you're yoked to Jesus, the weight doesn't disappear, but it becomes manageable because you're not carrying it by yourself. The burden is shared. The load is distributed. What felt impossible becomes possible because you have a partner who's infinitely stronger than you are. Most of us have been trying to live the Christian life like solo oxen, straining under loads we were never meant to carry alone. We're exhausted because we're doing God's work without God's help. We're burned out because we're serving God instead of serving with God. Jesus says, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light." This isn't because following Jesus is effortless. It's because when you're yoked to him, he carries most of the weight. Think about it. When 2 animals are yoked together, the stronger one naturally takes on more of the load. The weaker one contributes what it can, but the stronger one does the heavy lifting. That's exactly what Jesus is offering. He's not asking you to become stronger. He's asking you to become connected to someone who's already strong enough. He's not demanding that you carry more. He's inviting you to let him carry most of what you've been struggling with alone. Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart. This is Jesus describing his own character. He's not harsh. He's not demanding. He's not going to crack the whip or push you beyond your limits. He's gentle. He's humble. He understands your weaknesses because he lived with human limitations. The rest Jesus promises isn't the absence of activity. It's the presence of peace in the middle of activity. It's the deep soul satisfaction that comes from knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, with exactly the help you need to do it. This rest happens for your souls, not just your body, not just your mind, but that deep part of you that gets tired from trying to manage life without God, the part that's exhausted from pretending, performing, and protecting yourself. Your soul finds rest when it stops trying to be God and starts trusting God, when it stops trying to control everything and starts surrendering everything, when it stops trying to earn approval and starts receiving love. But notice the progression. Come, take, learn, find. First you come. You stop running from God and start running to God. You quit trying to handle everything yourself and admit you need help. Then you take his yoke. You enter into partnership with Jesus. You stop working for him and start working with him. Then you learn from him. You discover that his way is better than your way, that his pace is more sustainable than your pace, that his priorities are more important than your priorities. Finally, you find rest, not because your circumstances changed, but because your relationship with your circumstances changed. You're no longer facing life alone. The invitation is simple. Come to me. Not come to church, though that's good. Not come to religion, though that has its place. Come to me. Come to Jesus. Come to the one who's strong enough to carry what you can't, gentle enough to understand what you're going through, and humble enough to yoke himself to you. If you're weary and burdened, this invitation is for you. If you're tired of trying to be strong enough on your own, Jesus is offering to be your strength. If you're exhausted from carrying loads you were never meant to carry alone, He's offering to share the weight. The question isn't whether you deserve this rest. The question is whether you want it enough to stop trying to earn it and start receiving it. Come to Him, take His yoke, learn from Him, find rest.